Josh and Sam, and we've got some exciting things for you. But before we start, let's just ask how everyone's going. How are you going, Josh?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm a bit sick. I don't know if you can hear it. But I've been working out pretty hard. I just got a smoothie, 3 world wraps, burrito chicken wraps. So good. And also, my windshield got smashed this morning.
Oh, Lord.
What?
So here, let me just give you like the recap. So I was sleeping at 7 a.m. My mom like calls me, Josh, you hit my car last night. You hit it. I'm like, what? No, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, you hit my car. Come down, check it out. I'm like, okay. I didn't do shit, but like, let's see what happened. I walked downstairs. I looked at the car. I'm like, whoa. And the entire windshield is just broken, shattered. And I'm like, wow, I definitely did not do that last night. Like, because I didn't even leave last night. I was so lazy. And we just looked at each other like, damn, this had to happen to us. It had to happen. I'll probably show you guys a picture later. I'll probably send a photo to Sam so maybe he can upload it for the podcast. But yeah, the entire backside is just shattered. And I had to call up like the mechanics and ask them like how much it's gonna cost. $460 for a problem that I didn't cause. Like, that's the worst part.
Dude, that's why the price of windows is why in San Francisco I always leave the doors of my cars unlocked, because there is literally nothing ever in my car that would be more expensive than having a window shattered. And my dad actually put a poster up in his back window saying, "Doors unlocked, please don't break windows," after some dude had smashed in his windows while the door was unlocked.
I respect that, but there was nothing inside my car as well. Not a single thing. Only my red jacket. That's it.
I was talking about this with my family because I'm going to LA in August. I'm moving in LA in August. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to LA, like, should I have a sign on my window that's like, people, please don't break my windows. Nothing of value's in here. And because Sam has been saying this for about 2 years now. I'm so sorry, Josh. But my dad, he was like, no, just lock your doors. But now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't lock my doors. Maybe I really should put a sign. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I honestly thought it was going to be like in the thousands. 400 for some reason sounds like good news. I don't know why.
I mean,
that's bad news.
That's really bad news. I'm so sorry.
I would be fine with it if I broke it, but I didn't. That's the only thing.
Some rando in the night just came in and smashed your window.
Like evil vendetta or robbing your car? That's the question.
No, I think someone could be having, some evil intentions or evil thoughts towards me. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I have an enemy. I'm just thinking about it.
Yep.
Sam, what about you?
I've been pretty good. It's midterms week for me. So I have a lot of projects going on. I did something unnecessary in my coding class. We had a very easy project that took me like 10 minutes, but I wanted to spice it up a little. And so it's like, oh, I'm sure adding this little bit will only take me like an hour. It took me being on the phone with 2 other people for 3 hours to try and figure out the math for the shit I was trying to code. But it worked out. I'll put up an image of the art that can be made with the code I wrote. I think it looks pretty good.
You said it was like an eyeball moving, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that was a little animation I did, which I can also potentially put up. But no, it was just like you have a square that you can rotate and scale in and out, and it changes colors, and it overlaps, and it looks pretty cool.
Very cool. Oh my gosh, what has been happening this week? Oh God, just school. Just a lot of, I was making a movie last week and I have to make a movie this week. And the guidelines for the movie that I'm making this week are so stupid. It's just like, make sure that you're filming everything like right after the other. And there's no way to prove that anything that I've filmed for my movie is like before one scene or after another scene. It doesn't make any sense. It's such a stupid prompt. And I've got nowhere with it because I had like a week to prepare in comparison to the first movie. I felt like I had like a month to prepare. So I've done nothing. And the last movie I did, I animated it because I had like lost every actor that I was going to put in it. And now I'm like, I don't even want to put those actors in my second movie because they ain't reliable, which means I have to animate again. And that took me 15 hours. I've been avoiding it like the plague.
And we've been talking about this. We're both of the 2 actors you're using unreliable.
Yes,
Really?
both.
What happened to Farmer's Market Girl? What happened to her?
Like, no, it doesn't even matter
Anyways,
because
what
it's not even
happened?
that deep. It's
Didn't
not
even
deep
ask
enough
me.
to get mad
Didn't even
about
ask
because she
me.
was just
Didn't
busy.
even ask me. Didn't even
You're
ask
not.
me.
I was
Didn't
gonna be
even
like,
ask
you don't
me.
have a vagina. That's
Didn't even
not the
ask me.
reason.
Didn't
Maybe
even
for
ask
my,
me.
I'll another movie. Who knows how many movies I'm gonna be making in class? It's a lot. So far, it's 2, and I've only been in class for a month. So I might need you. It just didn't
Oh.
work out timing wise, and then with the other person, just didn't work out timing wise too. So I had to animate, and 15 hours is just like staring me in the face, and yeah. Oh, regardless,
One thing.
go ahead.
One thing we forgot to mention is that Juliana and I went out to an anime store recently, which was super fun. It's my first time doing anything with anybody for months, which was very exciting. We actually sat down at a restaurant and ate, which is very cool. It's like we've talked about in past episodes. My family is definitely the most cautious of the three here. So like we have not sat down at a restaurant since quarantine started a year ago. So that was wild.
Which is crazy to me that was wild for you, but it was really nice. I never get ramen, so we got ramen. We got to go to the anime stores. The posters are on my ceiling right now. You can't see, but like you can see the indentation.
Yes. So the next topic was we had a little team reunion. For those who don't know, Team was a really small alternative learning program that Josh, Juliana, and I were all in junior year. We had a class size of 24. And so as a group, we got pretty close. And so we've had a reunion every year, which seems kind of baffling. But we just had it recently. Juliana did not attend because she's lame.
I forgot.
And honestly, I don't blame her. It was boring. Nothing happened. We just went in alphabetical order saying what we've been up to. And it was clear that people didn't know the alphabet because we were struggling after every single person went.
There's a motherfucker in our class who doesn't know his months. That's sometimes
true.
the thing where you're like,
that is true.
I can't, like, I love you, but I can't go back. Oh my gosh, last year's reunion. I can't forget last year's reunion. I just remember seeing like our teachers of junior year, and I feel trauma. Just not even like it's all me. It's all just my head. I just saw our teacher, and then I was like, I just want to cry. Why do I want to cry? I'm in the middle of my bedroom. There's no reason. So I forgot. I didn't want to go anyway, which is bad because I mean the guy that was organizing it, he's so sweet. I feel kind of bad for not going.
Yeah,
but
he has a lot of heart. He put in a lot of effort to get that organized.
Juliana, it sounds like you PTSD, like the way you phrased that.
Sorry. I don't mean to have.
It's like I've been through war. I have these battle scars. Like
you don't know the things I saw.
It's just over. Like I'm tired of TV. I don't know why. I loved it. I don't get me wrong. There are so many amazing things to be grateful for. It's a fabulous program, and like I want it to be in any school, but like high school gets so frustrating, and like cliques are something that definitely happened in team, and that was just something that I was like. I was sophomore and freshman year, I had 0 friends. So to be like pushed into team where there's a bunch of people around you, like kindergarten all over again, you just kind of freeze up. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm just so happy that we have our group. And I wish I could have gone, but in reality, like it makes me nervous to go back.
Which is fair because like we got to move on with our life eventually. Me and Sam were talking about it earlier, how the most like exciting thing or eventful thing was I was in Santa Barbara this weekend from like Wednesday to Sunday. I was staying at like this college girls dorm, our apartment. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and I was sitting in this specific corner with my entire Zoom open, face cam on, everything. Everyone was looking at me. I have this big ass yellow fro, so everyone was looking at me like, "Whoa, he's changed a lot." And right above me, like right here, right there, like right above there were 3 art pieces. All right, 3 art pieces, and each one was of a big ass, and all those asses got the eyeballs of my fellow teammates, and they all questioned me. Some of them thought they were my asses, but their eyes weren't too good because they were all different sizes. So
The best part of that was that in the very beginning, Josh had been asked about it, and he had mentioned that he wasn't at his house, but that was when only maybe half of the people were there. And so everybody else who came after that, he never mentioned it again. So everybody kept questioning why he had paintings made of the butts of other girls up in his room.
Why? Hey, just leave them alone. They can be there. They're great.
Exactly.
They look
Exactly.
gorgeous. Leave them
It's because
alone.
it's art.
they were
Oh.
art. They were art. As soon as
How
I
was
mentioned that
it?
too, I went silent. Like she went
Yeah,
silent.
She was not. Oh, that was our teacher, by the way.
I can't believe she was there. Was
Yeah.
everyone there?
Except for like
Almost.
5 or 6 people.
I don't even know if 5 or 6. The girl who's in the army was there, and it was like 1 a.m. for her.
She's in Italy. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people in team that want to go back to team life. Like Shed Boy, for instance, he was in that with us, and like he talks about wanting to go back, and it's something that I just. Do you guys wish you could go back to team?
No, I'm gonna
don't.
be honest. Although I'm close with a couple people, literally just you two.
Us.
That's it. I'm like, I liked team as a program. I didn't necessarily have the best relationship with a lot of the people in team. And so I personally would be like happy that I'm definitely ready to move on.
I feel the exact same way.
I think if we were like go back in time and like had to like relive a junior year or senior year or sophomore year, I think I would definitely like pitch team and like do it all over again.
Oh yeah,
But
I definitely would as well.
Really?
I need to move on with my life, you know. I can't just stay in one thing and continue and thinking about that certain thing nonstop. Being, oh, I wish it was longer. Oh, I wish I could do it again. Nah, I just gotta move on and keep going. Like that's how
I could not do team again. I don't think I would like it. I think I would dislike team. I don't know why. I don't think I've grown at all from who I was in junior year. Like I feel the exact same way of just like this is a lot. I wouldn't want to be put in the same position again. Not to say it was a bad position. It's just that like it was something that I'm super grateful for but never want to do again. I mean, the backpacking part is fabulous. Like, I recommend it to anybody who wants to go backpacking to like be able to get the opportunity to learn how to plan backpacking trips and getting all your shit together for the moment. I think that's an amazing thing that we got from it, and I will take that with me forever. But doing it again doing the same thing all over again, absolutely not for me.
I mean, I also like the the academic model that they had during team. I got my best GPA at team, so that just says one thing.
That's true.
And I would definitely appreciate if other high schools, had a model similar to it.
Mm-hmm. It goes back to the question of like, would you ever go back to high school again? You know what I mean? Like, would you go back? I wouldn't go back.
Dude.
I have to drive my little 14-year-old like family friend back to school every day or like pick her up from water polo. And I'm like, I don't want to go back. You know what I mean?
All right. Moving on to the the viewer request of the week from Fish Water Hazard Delta. We have the question of y'all should talk about annoying ass customer service, crying laughing emoji. So I feel like most annoying customer service stories boil down to it took forever and they weren't helpful. So I'm going to revise that question a bit and change it to annoying ass customer stories. Because
we've
all of us
all
have
worked in retail.
Yeah, we've all worked in retail. And so I feel like we'll have more stories for that. I can get us started off for I currently I've worked at a bakery for the past 2 years, and recently due to school I've had to transition from actually baking to selling their goods. And so I sell at a farmer's market. We're the I think second most popular stand there, and we sell out pretty early. will sell out probably by noon or so, but we're not allowed to leave until 1. And so I will pack up the tables, I'll pack up the displays. Everything is in the van except for our tent. And I will be sitting in the driver's seat watching YouTube on my phone, and people will come up and start knocking on the window and asking if I still have products. And I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. Let me just pull a loaf of bread out of my ass so I can give it to you. No, of course, if I still had products, I wouldn't be sitting here on my phone. I would be trying to sell it to you. What kind of dumbass do you think I am?
I just love the way you word that.
Critical thinking skills, people.
Let me
Come
pull this out of
on.
my ass. Some people are stupid. There's so many stupid people. I can speak for all the stupid people in the world. I would do the exact same thing, and you would hate me too.
The most annoying thing is it's the same people every week. They show up.
They're
at
stupid
like
people. They stay
12:45.
stupid every week.
I know. You would think that they would learn that, like, okay, week 1 they come, everything's gone. They say, do you have anything? No. Second week they come, everything's packed away. They say, do you have anything? No. You think by then they would notice a trend and be like, oh, if I ask him when he's all packed up and there's only 15 minutes left in the market, if he has anything left, maybe he'll say no again.
Oh
but they don't.
I'll go next. I have had a lot of different jobs, but the two that I think have the most interesting stories is when I worked at Barnes and Noble, and then also just like working at a vet clinic. The first story that I could think of was my first week of being at Barnes and Noble. It was like my first week and first week, and I was working with this one guy, and he was asking me like where the newspapers were, and I was like, I have no idea. No one's told me where the newspapers are. And that was the first time anyone ever asked me to talk to their manager. And in the moment, I was rushing back and forth from like the register, which was full of people, to the newspaper stand. And I was like looking for it. I didn't really know where it was. And I never expected to like have a manager be called on me because I just didn't think that was something that would happen to me. That's probably like my worst story because every other time that is like something's bad happened around me in a store, it's almost never someone getting mad at me. It's always someone getting mad to the people next to me. I mean, I could talk so much about like the people that I've worked with that are like snotty and like, like the Karens of the store. Like they're like, oh, where's my Chrissy Teigen cookbook? And no one wants to find it for them because they think that she's like elitist. And so they're rude to them, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I only eat keto and I kayak with my friends. And like those are the kinds of people that I worked with. They were treated, the Karens, like garbage, and the Karens live in the nicest homes, like the $5 million homes. I mean, those are probably like my worst experiences working at a bookstore. And working at a vet clinic, I think the worst things that I ever saw were like, I mean, there's a line of what's okay and what's not okay to do to your pet. And there was a lot of times where you'd see, like, for example, like really big dogs are hard for us to handle, and like they're hard for us to control, and they're insecure and they get upset, and like you don't want to stress out a dog more than it needs to be. And we had a particular coworker who was really adamant about not letting dogs get like really emotionally distressed because she didn't want them to be traumatized when they come back. And there's this one particular dog who was just miserable, and we were trying to trim his nails, like nothing that serious, but he just couldn't handle it. And we were being really calm and going slow, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but we usually try to get it done. That was one of the first times that we'd never like finished something, and the owner was just like, oh, knock it out. Like knock it out with drugs. And it was like 5:30 and we were about to leave, and we're like, this is completely unreasonable. He was just asking for things that would have hurt the dog. I think that's probably like the two worst experiences I can think of.
I think for me, I think the most annoying customers like I've ever dealt with had to be like these 3 jobs that I had. I've had many jobs personally. I move on pretty quick, usually like 7 to 8 months or 9 months, and I get another job because I just like to, cycle it through. So I think the first job would be Loving Cup. It was a little ice cream shop. We would take orders for somebody, get like their customizable ice cream, and we would create the ice cream, right? And put toppings on, give it back to them, and then they would always mention, hey, I also asked for Oreos, or I also asked for gummy bears, or something like that. But when it comes to Loving Cup, we would always like write the order right below the cup. And so we would always just lift up the cup to see what the orders say. And it would never, ever be on the cup. And I just have to look at them and be like, that's not what you ordered. And they would look at me and say, yes, it is. What are you talking about? I specifically remember that. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll put in some gummy bears because I don't want to deal with your dumb ass. All right, here you go. So that would happen maybe 3 to 4 times a day. I'd say the next most annoying customers would be at CVS. I worked at CVS, and as you know, they print out those long ass coupons. And those long ass coupons, no one likes to keep them except for one demographic. You know which that demographic is? Old people. All right.
Yep,
Old people
yep.
are mad disrespectful and they're assholes. They come up with their coupons. They start yelling at you if it doesn't work. It's not your fault, especially since they choose the wrong products or they don't get the right amount or it expires. You know, it's not my issue, but they just attack me with everything they have, and it's not okay. It's not okay.
Dude, old people do not give a shit about your feelings. It's hilarious. I feel like there's only 2 types of old people. There's the old people who are like almost like loving grandparents, where they're like so sweet and so nice, which is the minority. And then there's the majority, which is the old people who are like, they're here to get what they want and leave. If you're in their way or inconveniencing them at all, you are about to feel their motherfucking wrath.
And oh my god, they spew that shit because they're old and they know that you won't talk back or say anything mad because like they're old. Like, you know, they're gonna move on pretty quick.
Yep.
And I'd say the third most annoying customers that I, like deal with in my like, you know, job experience would be working at Molly Stones. I'd be pushing like 20 to 30 carts because they have those shopping carts and everyone using them. And I'd be pushing them, you know, making my journey through the cars, right? And either the cars wouldn't stop and they just go straight through, which makes no sense because I can't really control it that fast. Because if I pull back or stop, the other carts in front of me will just continue going. So stupid decisions like that, cars would just keep going. Thank God I never hit them. Or customers just like pushing their cart towards me while I'm pushing a load of, you know, carts up a hill too, up a hill. So they just push their carts into the middle of the streets right behind me, thinking, oh, I'm going to catch it with my third arm or some bullshit excuse like that. But no, I would have to turn around and have to be like in a sandwich, but, you know, did not have a third arm to help me out. So those are the third most annoying customers that I dealt with in my work experience. Like,
Josh, I have a question. Did you ever like take advantage of like the couponing system on your computer and just like give people random coupons because you were like, fuck the system? I did that all the time.
I mean, I did something similar to that, but I didn't do that because that's highly illegal and very, very offendable.
Yeah, Juliana admitting the crimes out here, goddamn.
Okay, well, I mean,
no one listens to this podcast.
What I would do is like if coupons didn't work, I would sometimes either alter them or give them a certain like a tiny little discount, maybe $1 off or $2 off, but like that would be very rare, just to like get those customers out of my face. Like,
exactly, like when someone's getting mad at you and they're like, oh, I brought this coupon, it doesn't work. Oh, like my membership card doesn't work. Like you just make one for them. Or like if the coupon doesn't work, you just give it to them anyway. Because like if you're gonna, like your manager does it for you anyway. Like if I had to go get my manager to do it for me, like I could just do it myself. And like they give you the, like my I don't know if I should be like admitting this now that you've said that this is illegal, but I mean like my manager would give me the code to like authenticate like discounts, and I would just do that whenever people would ask like for it, because I mean, it's a corporation, like it's not a mom and pop like a sweet little bakery like Sam's. Who am I supposed to care about? That's
my
different.
Boss would check the like amount of money he got at the end of the day and be like,
where's my money?
I'm missing like $70, and I'd be like, don't know what to tell you.
Oh, it was never like, it was never that bad. Like it would always be like the $2, like 10%.
Oh, sure, but if you do that enough times for enough customers, you're gonna rack
that
it
shit
up.
that adds up so fast.
It can add up, but like even then, like it's not that big for a corporate. They'll still be in the green. At least that's how I see it.
For a corporation, they're probably going to be fine, but don't
practice what I'm preaching.
Listeners, don't do that.
Don't do that.
All right, this was fun. I'm sure we have a lot more stories like these. So if you all would like to have us next week, tell some more, comment down below.
Oh yeah, I got like flirted on. I had some strange encounters. Like I've had a lot of experience in my time as working as a
Yeah.
minimum paid person. So
I've had kids yell at me. I've had adults yell at me. I've had stuff thrown at me. Like, let us know if you want to hear all these definitely super interesting stories.
Oh my god. I had bosses try to fire me. I had like coworkers like
What do you mean try to fire you?
or
yeah, they
like
could
they
fire
like
you.
try
You're
to
a boss.
publicly embarrass you in front of everyone.
Okay, got
That's
it.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Like they try to publicly embarrass you around everyone, but they have no intention of actually firing you. Or
Got
like
it, got it.
like a coworker is just being like like sexually rude. I don't know what the word is, but like all of the
Sexually
worst
harassing
thing.
you?
Yeah, sexual harassment. Like what I don't know, I
Sexually
forgot
rude.
that.
Sexually rude, bro. What?
The entire gambit. We have
So,
so
guys,
many answers for you.
if you want to hear more of this, comment down below.
Oh yeah,
All
and
right.
don't forget to email us at thenoculturepodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next topic. This was actually brought to us by Josh. Would you like to lead us into this?
Yeah, for sure. So currently, the Supreme Court is like 5-4, 4 Democrats, 5 conservatives, and because of that, the House of Representatives, that's mainly controlled by Democrats, has recently passed legislation that they want to add another spot in the Supreme Court. And of course, there's some pros and cons to that because the division changes, which party holds control every like 4 or 5, 6 years. But now it's going through the Senate, and the Senate will be voting on it. Don't know when, but eventually. And I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on it, guys.
Sam, you go
Juliana, you want
first.
it?
No,
Okay.
Sam, you go
Juliana.
first.
So I can see why Democrats want to do this because Trump was able to get 2, 3 Supreme Court judges.
It was
Two.
2 or 3.
Two. Wait,
Yeah.
3?
It
was-
like 2. Like, it could have been 2.
It was
I feel like
Amy Coney Barrett and then
Kavanaugh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyways, so it makes sense that they would be like, oh well, I want more power, so I'm gonna say that we're now gonna have another seat so that Biden can elect a Democrat to it. I personally think it's a bad idea. I don't think that the Supreme Court should have a chance to tie a vote because I think their job is already difficult and slow enough. I think it would be horrible that like a trial undergoes the very, very, very long process of getting to the Supreme Court just to have a tie vote. It's like the fuck you can't have a hung jury on the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
Like, you
Sam,
can't have the
sorry.
judges be like, we can
I
make a
just
decision.
looked it up, and they're gonna plan to add 4 more seats. So it'd be 13, not just 1.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my
They're
bad.
not adding. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, they're really trying
That's
to
a
grab some
lot.
power.
4
That's
seats.
wild. Okay, so if they did that, I am sure that the Republicans would find a way to not nominate, like to not confirm them, which honestly, in that situation, I would honestly give them props for it. Like I would say, yes, do that because that is such a clear grab for power from Democrats. Like that is so blatant saying like, oh, right now we're going to just randomly, definitely not coincidental at all, decide to add 4 more seats. It definitely has nothing to do with the fact that there's now a Democrat in power and the Republicans can't do that much about it.
Oh, but like
power.
I mean, that's just the way that politics works with like for Trump, for example, he appointed over 200 brand new judges all over the country and he appointed 2 new like Supreme Court people and no other president did that or has done that.
But it's not like he went and he made 200 new positions for judges. It's like those were open positions that he had the legal ability to appoint. There were just a lot of openings. He didn't go and just say like, oh, you know what? Actually, in freaking Arkansas, I'm gonna decide that there are 3
it's just like the Republican Party. the Republican Party tells their old judges to retire. They force them into retirement to put in new young judges that are conservative. So it's
That's
all
not
part of their agenda, just like how it is for the Democratic agenda.
Sure, but the thing is, the Democrats could do the same thing. They could tell
Yeah.
their old Democratic people to resign, but that's not what this is. This is them going around and just saying, fuck you, we're going to add new people. If we can't get old people to resign, we're just going to say, fuck it, we're adding more people. And that's not okay.
Is it not okay?
Listen, I would love for the Democrats to control the Senate, the House, and the Supreme Court, but this is not the way that it should be gone about.
Couldn't
We should not just
Republicans
add new
take those
shit.
seats?
No, because the one who appoints Supreme Court justices is the president. And Biden is not going to elect a bunch of conservatives. That's just not something he would do.
It's something he could do, but it's something he technically could do because he's considered the most
definitely could.
level. He's the most equal, like Democrat out of the gambit of people that applied to be president in the
He's
last
definitely
year.
a centrist. He's definitely a centrist, but he's still not going to. He would maybe appoint like one or two in order. Like the only way I can see this getting passed is if an amendment was added that in order for this to happen, there had to be 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats appointed. I don't see this passing the Senate any other way because there's no way that the Republicans wouldn't see this as what it is.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what is like. I see what your point is. I see what your point is, but I mean, I think that they could turn it into something different as well.
I don't think they would have the power.
Let's go away from like that specifically. Do you guys think it'd be overall a good situation having it move from 9 to 13? Like
I'm okay
disregard
with that.
parties, like everything.
I don't
Adding
think that
4 more justices.
I think that makes like I don't know if it makes a huge difference just because the numbers are still gonna be split in the middle, or it's gonna be like barely like better or barely worse. I don't know if it's gonna make that huge of a difference voting wise, but opinion wise, I think that could be really cool. But I mean, I just don't keep up with any of the cases that go on during the summer, so I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it'd be pretty great because obviously we see like certain party lines, but after all, once you're a SCOTUS, you only have to back down from anybody because no one can really remove you from your seat unless they, threaten to kill you, obviously, maybe. But people have their own opinions, and that's what SCOTUS usually, go off of. They go through facts, data, and then off their own opinions. And we've seen sometimes where Republicans might side with Democrats or Democrats might side with Republicans because their opinions and other facts through other documentation through courts have proven that. So I think it could be really interesting having more opinions in the branch.
What about you, Sam?
I do agree that it would be potentially beneficial because you could get a wider variety of opinions. I do still think that the Supreme Court justices still stand pretty heavily with the party they're associated with.
Do you really, because of the way that ever since Trump left office, a lot of people are disassociating themselves with the Republican Party, and a lot of people have been talking about a new wave of conservative that is the Trump conservative movement. So when you say that people still stay with their Republican beliefs, do you think that they're not willing to merge in different ways, with what we've seen with the Trump conservative movement?
I'm definitely not saying that they're 100% stuck in their ways. I'm saying as a trend, they generally stick to the beliefs of whatever party they're associated with. Because the thing is, there's a reason they're associated with that party, which is because of their beliefs. I think it is kind of dumb to assume that they would just throw away all party ties as soon as they become Supreme Court justices, because there's a reason they were in that party in the first place.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume that.
Yeah, and they're going to get appointed based on the party they're in. They're going to get appointed because they're Democrat or because they're Republican by whoever is president. And so I think if we could just have a nice even split, that would be great. But the fact is, we're not going to get that. If it gets put in, suddenly Democrats are going to have control of the Supreme Court again, just out of nowhere. So I'm personally against it.
On that note, I want to bring back to a different battle that's been ongoing past couple weeks, super huge, out of this world, and that is the Josh battle that occurred on Saturday. All right. All the Joshes around the world gathered in one spot in the United States of America. You know where that one spot is? Nebraska. All right. They all gathered in Nebraska and they fought it out to be the world's coolest and most elite Josh. And I wanted to go to participate in this battle because I, for one, am named Josh. I did not go though. Did not go.
Is this an actual thing?
Yep. So this is exactly how it happened. Last year on April 25th, I believe. Yeah. April 25th or 24th. A guy named Josh Swain, during COVID times, posted on Twitter a screenshot of his DM. And in the DM, all it said was the participants' names, Josh. And he mentioned, I've assembled all you guys here. And the guy replied, why? And it's because we're all named Josh. And Josh Swain said, yep. And this is what's going to happen. We all assemble at these coordinates, which pointed to Nebraska. And bang, we're going to fight it out to this. And we're going to throne or, see who's the best Josh in the world. And that's exactly what happened a year later, which is super cool.
How did they decide that? Was it like a physical conflict or was it debates? Like, what the hell? How did they decide this?
Joshes don't debate. We get pool noodles.
You are not like a random different species of people.
Yes, we are.
You're all just different people named Josh.
Wait, no. We're a species, all right? So they got pool noodles. They got pool noodles, armor, cardboard boxes, and they all got in like a big circle surrounded by people that aren't named Josh, and they just fought it out.
With pool noodles, no one would go down.
No, they did that. Joshes know how to, play.
So Joshes are weak.
No.
Okay, good.
They know how to play.
Joshes are superior according to you. Oh my god.
Spot on, Juliana. I didn't want to say it, but Juliana did.
No, yeah, because not that I can read your brain, but you sound very like smooth brain.
I think it's just so cool how everyone that's named your name got together just to hang out and fight.
It's definitely cool, but also at the same time, it sounds really stupid.
Nah, you're just mad because it wasn't named Sam. That's it.
You're right. I'm definitely jealous that all the Sams in the world didn't get together.
Yeah.
No, fine.
I know.
Fine. But I mean, Josh is like such a name that like, it's, oh God, like there's this one Cole Sprout tweet that like, what's the douchiest name? And it was like Chad and Dylan and like everyone chose Cole. Like if you ask that question on Twitter, like what's the douchiest name? And like, it's all those names. Like everyone in the comment section will be like Josh. Like it's a douchey name. Like who's going to have the name Josh?
That's
and like,
not true.
Everyone down below, comment in your opinion what the douchiest name is and why it's Josh.
I think it would be Zach or like Jack.
No, Chad.
Chad, I mean, I
think Cole, because it was Cole Sprouse who was asking the question.
Chad has become such a meme now that I feel like if you have the name Chad, it's almost like a comedic thing. It's like, oh, dude, your name Chad? That's hilarious. Chad stereotype.
Oh, like, God. The douchey names.
Become a meme.
Brandon. I think Brandon's a douchey name for sure.
Oh. I would say like Brad and Chad and Tony and...
Tony.
I want every person who watches this to leave a comment. And I know y'all can do it.
Logan.
It takes like 2 seconds. What is the douchiest name?
Sam.
Sam. This hurts. All right.
Also. Are we ending or what?
No, Josh, wait, you have to talk about, you were going to talk about your Santa Barbara thing and I was going to talk about the new dude. The Reno trip.
Dude. Okay, yeah. So should I go first then?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So like I said earlier, during the team, reunion, I was in Santa Barbara for the entire week, or 5 or 6 days, and every day, I'm not sure if you guys know what college kids do, but they drink lots of water. And so I was drinking water every night, nonstop, until the end of the week, which may sound interesting, which which definitely was.
Keep going.
Until the last night, guys. Let me tell you, the last night. Drank lots of water. Had that pregame. Went to a couple parties.
That pregame water.
Even more water. And then I yacked. Then I blacked out. Then I woke up.
Alcohol poisoning. Let's go.
And someone wrote on my foot that I'm a bitch. And
Dude. Good God.
I felt disrespected.
Damn.
I felt so disrespected.
That's hilarious.
So good. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Like, you just wish it wasn't you.
God.
God.
That's awesome.
I'll go.
God.
Okay. My story. What was it?
Good trip though. It was a good trip for
It
sure.
was a good trip. My story. I was on Snapchat. Never use it anymore. Posted a couple pictures. I was like, I'm gonna post selfies. I'm gonna have fun in my red lighting. All of a sudden, not all of a sudden. Anyway, this guy who I talked to once because he went to my high school, but I didn't know him. He starts sliding in. And I'm like, I don't know who you are technically. Never met you before in my life. We just start talking. And I don't know what to say. Because I told him I have a podcast. I told him about this. So
A listener, let's go.
maybe he'll listen. I'm not
I
sure
like
what to
that.
call him yet. The name is not here yet, but we will come up with one soon. But I'm going to Reno on Saturday. I don't know when I thought this was a good idea. To see this dude. I was like,
Lord.
he was like, oh, you could come over to my house and we can hang out in Reno. I was like, okay, I've never been to Reno. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. In the moment after I talked to him, I was like, this is a terrible idea. I shouldn't go. I really don't want to go. All of the things. And I convinced myself, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe I should go. I'm so distracted.
Sounds like a bad idea.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
No, it does not. Sounds
Exactly.
like a great
This is the two
Lord
different sides of my head. I'm like, which one should I listen to? It's just
Listen.
I'm the
Every
angel and
time
Josh is the devil here.
Every time before an event or before something occurs that I have to participate in, I'm always like, fuck, I don't want to go. This is gonna be stupid. I'm gonna waste my time. And then once I go, I'm like, yo, let's get into it. I'm hyped up. I'm enjoying myself. Let's do it. I didn't want to go to Santa Barbara. It's a 6-hour drive. When I got there, I still didn't want to do it. But then as I interacted more and more, it's 5 to 6.
6 hours ain't that bad.
wow. 6 hours is a lot. Reno's 3 hours away. I'm like, I don't want to go 3 hours away.
3 hours? Damn, you just lazy.
3 hours goes by this. It goes fast. But
I
5 to 6, it takes a while.
I don't even know. I've never met the dude. Did you meet any of the people in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, I met them once or twice before.
I've never met this dude. All I know is that he went to my high school. I had to ask
crazy.
Josh, Josh, do you know this guy? He was like, I think I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God. I don't want to go.
Worst
But I'm
case
going.
scenario, you just bring Sam with you, all right?
No!
How am I getting dragged into this?
When did Sam
she
get
going over
invited?
there?
Or me and Sam can just
I'm
book
going
a flight.
there for a
and we'll just
different
meet you.
reason. He's
Aren't
not
you-
allowed to come.
Dude, she's going there to fucking. Why am I coming?
Exactly. Why would you
Sam,
invite
me
him?
and you, we could get telescopes.
You two can go
Or
fuck somewhere else in the
binoculars?
hotel in Reno, and then we can come back and we
Dude.
can be like, how did it go?
Y'all are
Different
just
rooms.
in.
Though.
Y'all are just in his house fucking, and I'm just locked in the car like a dog, fucking overheating.
I'm gonna get vomit. I'm
At
gonna
first, I
gag.
thought you were saying, I'm gonna be fucking like a dog.
I thought what you were
No,
saying is
no,
you were
hold
in the
on.
closet. And, do you know what I mean? He stands
got
in the
you.
closet.
All right. No, ending conversation. We're moving
That was
on.
the worst thing, Josh.
Yeah,
All
our
right.
imagination,
Disgusting.
it's
I
spot
know.
on. It's spot on.
11-year-old boys,
All
everybody.
right, we're moving on. All right, this episode is going. It's already getting pretty long. I want it to be shorter than the last episode, so we're gonna do a very, very quick Anime Lovers Anonymous. So, the really only thing I've seen of note is that Demon Slayer, the Demon Slayer movie is coming out, which I am super excited for. I adore the art of Demon Slayer. I actually got a Demon Slayer poster with Juliana when we went to the anime shop. I think she actually might have
I also got one too,
the
but
same way. Yeah.
no, not the same one.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so I'm super hyped about that. I really wish it was season 2 of the TV show, but oh well. You live and you learn. All right. Rapid fire. Juliana, anything quick?
I've got 2 animes that three. I was watching Mushoku Tensei, which is pretty much like an isekai of this boy. I don't know how to explain it. You're just gonna have to watch it. It's pretty perverted, but the guy, like, for being a piece of bum ass perverted nasty garbage, he's pretty funny. I would recommend it. It's like a comedy. It's pretty realistic. Like, if you're looking for something that's not like, so a lot of isekais can come off really fake, like the Konosuba one where they're just like having fun and doing whatever they want. It's like a good time. Like, this is kind of real, not like the realest, but it's a little real. I really am enjoying it. Also, Fruits Basket season 3 just came out. I've been keeping up with that. I am starting The Promised Neverland season 2. It took me a minute to get there. Oh God, there's more, and I can't remember it. Oh, like To Our Eternity. Crunchyroll came out with a show.
We were talking about that last episode as well.
Did we talk about that last episode? Oh, it's so wild.
It's fun. It's a really good show.
Totally recommend that you watch it. It's so like, it feels like Ice Age. I feel like
it's kind of surreal, honestly. Like it's cool.
The main character. Oh shit.
Oh.
I watched a YouTube video that actually did like a recap of one of these isekais I watched like a couple years back. It's called Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. And basically it's an isekai, but it's insanely realistic. That's the only isekai like we're missing, guys, honestly. And it's beautiful. It has watercolor illustrations and animations. And it's just insanely realistic because like usually isekais are overpowered and all that, and they know what to do, or everyone in the squad is like built and they got special skills. But in this one, everyone starts at the bottom. They don't know how to kill goblins. People actually die. There's lots of crying. There's lots of like heartbreaking character development. So when I saw the recap, I was like, damn, like I actually love this show. It deserves a season 2 for once. And also, I am on page 4,512 of my novel. So we're making great. I forget the word.
Progress.
There we go. All right. That has been our very quick episode of Anime Lovers Anonymous. Moving on to the final topic, again, brought by Josh. You want to pose the question here, buddy?
What's the question? Oh,
Cats
I got you
dogs.
guys ready.
Oh,
Cats
there we go.
So basically, guys, in India, they don't eat cows. You know why? Because in their culture, they respect cows. In America, we don't eat cats or dogs. You know why? Because we respect cats and dogs, I guess, or we love them. But in China, cats and dogs, they're fair game. I'm going to pose this question to you guys. Would you choose to eat a cat or a dog? And if not, why? Because at the end of the day, they're animals. Domesticated to be eaten.
Yes, I would.
I mean,
Easy.
like, what do you want my real answer to be?
I want your honest, truthful.
Like, are you
answer.
talking about like if I was in a restaurant and someone was putting cat on the table? Like, would I eat it?
Yeah.
No. Like, if I was like dying and I needed food to survive, if I was gonna eat a cat or a dog, yes.
I think anyone's answer would be that because that's the only way to survive. So
not into our eternity. Not into our eternity. They don't eat the dog.
Anyways,
the guys just died.
Juliana, do you want to give your reasoning for why you wouldn't?
I mean, okay. I don't know why I took a bite out of that. But anyway, I don't want to. What do you mean, why do I need a reason? I don't want to. Like, just like Josh said, it's our culture not to eat dogs and cats. I don't feel obligated to do that. I worked at a vet clinic for 2 years. I have a very close relationship with animals. No. Sam, what about you?
I definitely would. Growing up, I had a guinea pig named Fluffy. I went to Ecuador. I ate guinea pig. I don't think the restaurant I was at was very good though, because it was kind of nasty. But according to my sister, they make actually good guinea pig. Cats and dogs are just animals. We get attached. Like, would I eat my own cat or my own dog? No. But if there were cats and dogs specifically being raised for food, of course I would eat them. That's their purpose. That is the purpose we have given them.
But if they weren't being raised for that, would you eat them?
I'm not going to eat some random motherfucker's cat. Like, if there's someone's pet, I'm not going to eat it. But that's not what's going to be being served at a restaurant. Do you think some restaurant, some country, they go and they kick down some dude's door, shoot their dog in the head, and then feed it to you? No.
They keep it in a little playpen and they kill it like they do with the lobster, like how they put it in a tank and then they kill it right after.
Or the way they do chickens, or it's no different from like chickens and cows. Like, I know people who have like who raise chickens and have very strong attachments to their chickens, and they don't want to kill and eat their chickens either. But you know what? Pretty often they do, because chickens die, and so you eat them. Like, it's just, they're all sources of protein.
Yeah, I remember when I was talking with this person about this topic, and I forget who it was, but I am like a farm boy. I was raised in Bodega on a farm. We had goats, chickens, bunnies, and all that, and I got really close with them. But at the end of the day, we eat them. And sometimes I'd just be eating food, and it'd be really good, and I'd be like, oh, wait, that was the goat that I've loved the past couple of years, but now he's in my stomach. And I just really wanted to consider that, because if it was a cat or dog, would I do the same thing? And I think I definitely would, because they're food. And of course, I love them with my heart at times. That's what they're going to do and be. And they're going to be served as meat for me to survive. Yeah. We've kind of people forget that you actually have to kill an animal for there to be meat, which is so weird. You actually have to kill an animal. People forget
Why do you forget that?
Have you guys ever killed an animal to eat it before?
I have.
I have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what have you killed?
A chicken.
Okay.
A chicken and a goat.
There we go. But people forget that you actually have to go kill it. Something actually dies, and then we're actually eating that thing. It's you may think that like what I'm saying is like kind of crazy, but people actually do in this 21st century world. It's crazy.
Unless it's meat grown in a lab, which we might have soon. So
very soon. Very soon.
I don't even understand the way that the food industry works anymore. There's this one documentary that came out recently called Seaspiracy, and it talks about like how all the plastic, or like 40% of the plastic in the ocean belongs to like commercial fishing. And a lot of people talk about how like farmed fish is apparently disgusting. And I have no idea what's like the right thing to do anymore. Like lab meat, I don't know. And also,
I don't eat fish anyways, so
you don't?
I don't give a shit.
No, yeah, we were talking about this last week.
I hate fish. I hate shellfish. It's all
sushi,
is really
octopus, good. Calamari. Like
I won't eat calamari. I'll eat like maybe a crab roll potentially. I personally go vegetarian with my sushi. I'll get like avocado, carrot, stuff like that. No, I do not like fish.
You know, Juliana, it's kind of crazy. Like you just said that you don't really know what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's not good to eat. But exact same time, we have this like device in our hands where if you look it up, you can like find anything about like the thing you're eating instantly.
Okay, Josh, you go do it. Not me.
No,
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Everything in this day and age, not knowing something really comes down to laziness.
Yeah.
Because you could easily, like, there is so much that I don't know that I could easily learn about. But
it's more than laziness. It's overwhelming, the amount of options that you can have. And also there's a lot of information that's being withheld from you by whatever industry is protecting that information. So, I mean, like, knowing those two things can be so overwhelming that you just forget to look.
I always find it funny that you can, on Google, look up the bad shit that Google is accused of. Because, like, I find it funny that they wouldn't just, like, push that shit under the rug and be like, nope, not going to talk about that. But shout out to them. They've been owning it. Like, they could easily censor it and be like, I'm not going to let you read about this shit. But no, they're like, whatever. You read about it.
Exactly.
I've thought about a little recently. When I was on, like, my, like, sex toy expedition, I was looking for stores, right?
Sexpedition.
We already talked about this. Don't be. Why?
I completely forgot. In Santa Barbara, I went to a sex shop, and I have another topic to talk about. Oh my god.
We'll save that for next week.
No, but I'm forgetting.
No, go, wait.
Okay, so Sam,
Lord.
There's like pocket pussies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you guys also know how there's the pocket pussies that are actually like shaped with like a body.
Yeah.
like an ass or stuff like that.
Yeah.
My question is, if you were to walk into your partner's apartment and see that object there, would you have a different view of them? Because at the end of the day, it's something that people can actually meet their needs with, and women have like things similar to that, but men seem to be judged on that specific thing way more.
We have
Okay.
been talking about that previously, yeah.
We talked about that last week too. I mean, it depends the guy, because there's like a level of like, if you know him and if you don't know someone, it's a lot creepier than if you know them and you're like, oh, it's normal, we all have sexual desires. Because I mean, sex dolls, for example, when you see someone own a sex doll in their home and you just see it in their room, like, out of experience, it's a weird thing, but you know the person and you're like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna stop being friends with them because they have a sex doll in front
Wait,
of
who
their
is this
bed.
person?
No, you don't know them, but the point is, like, it's really up to the person, isn't it?
It is up to the person.
For me, no. But also,
Interesting.
if I don't know them, I'm gonna instantly think they're creepy. Until I get to know them, I'll think it's creepy. Until I get to know them, then I won't.
Interesting.
That's fair. What about you, Sam? Because you're a guy.
I think I don't know. I feel like there would be two halves of me. One that would be like, dude, that's weird. And the other half would be like,
Where can I get one?
damn, he had the guts to go out and do it. I wish I had guts like that. Like, that's the thing that's like, I feel like most guys have at one point been like, I at least want to try it. Like, I at least want to know what this is like. But then no dudes do, because it's so stigmatized. Or not no dudes, but very few dudes. And so if I saw just like, if I went to a buddy's room and he just had like a blow-up doll in like the corner of the room, I'd be like, damn, dude did it.
There's a level to it, because like if every guy got a sex doll in the world, like that's a lot of plastic, because like you're not gonna keep that doll forever. You're gonna throw it in the dumpster
That's
one
what
day
you're
when it's
worried about?
too
You're worried about
jizz and you're like,
the
oh, this is
waste?
kind of too dirty to clean, let me just throw it away. Yeah, I mean, like there's different levels of sex dolls. There's like the blow up ones, or there's like the 30-pound ones.
The real
The
dolls,
silicone
you know?
ones. The silicone ones.
Yeah.
Which ones did you see there?
I saw all of them, but the one that mainly like intrigued me was the silicone ones. You know,
The more realistic.
because you could
ones.
actually like set it down and like, you know, it's super realistic and stuff like that.
I just want to see it. Like I just want to like. I don't know. I think that'd be hilarious. Like,
I'm not
I
putting
don't
a picture
know.
up
Wouldn't
with
that is that not hilarious, or is it weird?
What?
Is
I
it?
think it's more to the funny side. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Ah.
get off your phone. We're recording.
I think it could be hilarious, but also awesome. I had the same conversation with like the 4 girls in Santa Barbara, and they said,
Did you sleep with 4 girls?
I slept on the couch, but you know, it's different.
Did they sleep on the couch with you, Josh?
They did not sleep on the couch with me.
Bummer.
But they said they were like fine with it, but they also had like, you know, the expression on their faces that kind of showed disgust. So
But
like
don't
they're
do
being
it.
Like,
two-faced.
very much not
Two-faced.
okay with it.
Yeah.
That kind of like sour expression when they're like, yeah, I'm fine with it. They say kind of slow.
Juliana, what did you want to talk about earlier before I cut you off? You're muted, Juliana, by the way.
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right. With that, I think we'll wrap up the episode here. I had a good idea for a topic for next week. If I remember it while editing, I'll put it up on the screen so you can get a little sneak peek. But besides that, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's be honest, it doesn't take that much work, and it means so much to a little channel like ours. Apparently, Juliana disagrees. It really doesn't take that much work, let's be honest, especially when we upload as infrequently as we do. But anyways, thanks again for watching. I am Sam Schnee. You can find me at Sam Schnee
I'm
on
Juliana
Instagram.
I'm Juliana McKenna. You can find me on everywhere.
And I'm Joshua Santos. You can find me on Farmers Only.
All right, see you all next week.
Bye.